A healthy adult opening a closed shed on a quiet weekend morning. The air inside is completely stale and smells faintly of dry earth. He picks up a stiff broom to clear the dirty floor. A visible cloud of gray dust rises thick into the air. He breathes in deeply while working hard in the enclosed space. He feels completely fine for the next 2 full weeks. Then, a sudden fever and severe muscle aches begin to take hold. He assumes it is just a common seasonal flu bug. 3 days later, his lungs suddenly begin to fill with fluid. He begins drowning on dry land right in his own living room. This is the terrifying clinical reality of the hantavirus pathogen. It carries a staggering clinical mortality rate of nearly 40%. The medical establishment officially calls this Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. It is a biological ambush, hiding silently in plain sight. We analyze peer-reviewed data to expose these hidden biological threats daily. We ignore internet rumors and focus strictly on pure cellular reality. You need absolute biological truth to protect your family from harm. I invite you to subscribe to this educational channel right today. Join our clinical community of dedicated biological truth seekers now. Let us decode the exact cellular mechanics of this lethal pathogen. To understand this virus, you must imagine your lungs as a sponge. This biological sponge absorbs oxygen and releases carbon dioxide effortlessly daily. The hantavirus is entirely carried by common rodents like deer mice. The virus lives comfortably inside their saliva and their dried waste. When the animal waste dries, it becomes extremely brittle and fragile. Sweeping the floor shatters this waste into microscopic toxic viral particles. These tiny particles float invisibly in the stagnant indoor air. You inhale them deep into the lowest functioning parts of your lungs. Your lungs have a delicate inner lining of endothelial cells. Think of these specific cells as the security guards of the sponge. The virus enters these guards without killing them immediately upon contact. It secretly programs them to produce massive amounts of viral copies. Your immune system eventually detects this massive microscopic biological breach. It sends specialized white blood cells to destroy the silent invader. This brings us to the actual clinical cause of the lung failure. The virus itself does not actively destroy your delicate lung tissue. Your own aggressive immune system causes the catastrophic physical damage. Imagine a small fire starting quietly inside a wooden house. The fire department arrives and panics completely at the sight. They pump millions of gallons of water into the small living room. The heavy water destroys the house far worse than the small fire. This is exactly what happens inside your infected lung tissue. Your immune system releases powerful chemical messengers called inflammatory cytokines. These specific cytokines make your pulmonary blood vessels extremely leaky. Blood plasma rapidly leaks out into the tiny, delicate air sacs. Your biological sponge becomes completely saturated with thick, heavy fluid. You physically cannot extract vital oxygen from the air anymore. This rapid fluid buildup requires immediate mechanical ventilation to survive. The clinical transition from mild fever to respiratory failure is terrifyingly fast. It can happen in a matter of 12 to 24 hours. This sudden collapse brings us to the most dangerous biological trap. Most people believe normal routine cleaning is completely safe. They assume a standard cloth face mask will protect their lungs perfectly. This is a massive and potentially fatal clinical biological mistake. Standard cloth masks cannot stop microscopic aerosolized viral particles at all. The very act of dry sweeping is the ultimate biological trap. You are actively weaponizing the virus by launching it upward rapidly. Vacuuming creates the exact same deadly aerosolized effect in the air. You are turning dormant floor dust into an active biological bomb. Another major clinical trap is the highly deceptive incubation period. You might not feel sick for up to 5 full weeks. When the severe fever finally hits, You have forgotten about the shed. You do not tell your emergency doctor about the mouse droppings. The doctor reasonably misdiagnoses you with a standard bacterial pneumonia. You are given antibiotics, which are entirely useless against viral pathogens. Your lungs collapse because the true underlying cause was completely ignored. Believing you are safe just because you see no mice is foolish. The virus can survive in dried dust for several days easily. You must execute a precise clinical protocol to survive this invisible threat. You must fundamentally change how you interact with enclosed, dusty spaces. Step 1 requires aggressive cross-ventilation before ever entering the structure. Open all doors and windows of the closed shed or cabin immediately. Leave the area completely and let the natural wind circulate freely. Allow the fresh air to clear the space for 30 full minutes. Step 2 involves absolute clinical protection of your respiratory tract. You must wear a high-quality, fitted N95 respirator mask. Do not use a surgical mask or a decorative cloth face covering. Wear thick rubber gloves to protect your skin from direct physical contact. Step 3 is the complete and total elimination of the dry sweep. Never use a broom or standard vacuum on suspected mouse droppings. You must use the wet cleaning clinical protocol instead, every time. Mix a strict 10% bleach and water chemical solution. Spray the entire affected area heavily until it is completely soaked. The strong bleach physically destroys the delicate lipid envelope of the virus. It literally dissolves the protective outer shell of the lethal pathogen. Let the bleach sit undisturbed for 5 full minutes before wiping. Use disposable paper towels to wipe up the heavily soaked material. Place the contaminated towels directly into a thick sealed plastic bag. Dispose of the plastic bag in an outdoor garbage receptacle immediately. Step 4 requires washing your gloved hands with soap before removing them. Then wash your bare hands thoroughly with warm water and soap. Step 5 is clinically monitoring for the specific biphasic symptom timeline. Phase 1 is the prodromal phase, consisting of fever and severe aches. You will feel remarkably deep aches in your large muscle groups. Phase 2 is the sudden cardiopulmonary phase, occurring a few days later. If you experience unexpected shortness of breath, seek immediate emergency care. You must explicitly tell the emergency doctor about your specific cleaning history. Demand that they consider Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome as a primary diagnosis immediately. Medical science is currently studying new, highly specific viral immune therapies. Early supportive clinical care is currently the only proven medical intervention. Oxygen therapy and mechanical fluid management are the absolute standard of care. There is currently no FDA-approved vaccine for this specific viral pathogen. You must rely entirely on preventative behavioral protocols to stay safe. We are entering an era where environmental awareness is critical for survival. You must control your immediate environment to protect your internal cellular biology. Do not let routine household chores become a fatal biological error. Respect the unseen microbial threats waiting silently in the dust around you. This entire presentation is strictly intended for your personal clinical education. Always consult your primary care physician regarding any severe respiratory symptoms. Your biological resilience depends entirely on precise and objective medical knowledge. Thank you for seeking objective medical truth with our clinical community today. Stay perfectly analytical and protect your delicate respiratory health at all costs.